Well, hey sisters, Donna Partow here, welcoming you to day 69 of our 90-day renewal in spirit, soul, and body. And today I want to talk to you about letting your spirit soar. And I think the key to that is discovering what God created you to do, what God has placed within you from before you were born. You know, one of my very favorite movies is Chariots of Fire, and it recounts the true story of a man by the name of Eric Liddell who competed in the Olympics on behalf of Great Britain. He was from Scotland during the 1920s, and it just shows an amazing contrast between two men, Eric Liddell, who is a really dynamic Christian and goes on to be a missionary to China, where he actually dies as a martyr in a Japanese prison camp. But anyway, it contrasts Eric, who runs his race with joy and confidence, knowing that God has called him, that he's running the race because this is what he was uniquely created to do. And it contrasts a man by the name of Harold Abrams, who rather than running the race with a sense of being called, he is driven. He's driven. And he's trying to prove that he's worth something by getting his hands on that gold medal. And I just want to ask you today, are you running as one who's been called or as one who's driven? And it's interesting because both men work incredibly hard, and the Bible says that everybody who runs the race or competes in the games goes into strict training. We should be in strict training as Christians. We should be developing our skills and becoming better and better and better at that which we feel God has called us to, to what God has called us to do and to be. I'm not saying you lay on the couch eating potato chips saying, well, if God really wants me to do this, he'll drop it down upon me. No. It's not what we're doing, it's the way we're doing it. Because both men were practicing and both men were, going after that Olympic gold. But it was what was happening inside of them that made all the difference. You see, Eric had that quiet confidence of knowing this is what God created me to do. In fact, there's a really cool scene in the movie, you should rent it, it's wonderful, where his sister's very upset with him because she thinks that only spiritual work matters. And they go out for a walk, and she's, you should be, all this running is just a waste of time, and you should be a missionary. And he says to her, I know God made me for a purpose, but he made me fast too. And when I run, I feel God's pleasure. And so that gifting that you have, it may not be like blatantly spiritual. You may not feel like, well, you're called to teach the Bible, or you're called to, something like that. Maybe your gift is cooking and hospitality. I have a friend like that. Maybe your gifting is bringing out the best in children, whatever it is. Discover, there's another line in the movie where the master of the college, Key's College, Cambridge, where they're studying, says, discover where your true chance of greatness lies. Seize that opportunity and let no one deter you in your task. Just focus. And that's what I want you to do. Look within your spirit and your soul and say, what has God placed there? And then with quiet confidence, work hard and run with perseverance. That race that God marked out for you, that thing that you do it, you sense the smile of God upon your life. That's what Eric Liddell said. He said, God made me fast, and when I run, I feel God's pleasure. What is it that you do that when you do it, you feel the smile of God upon your life? I'm telling you, sisters, when you begin to pour your time and energy with joy and confidence into that endeavor, God's going to bless you. God is going to bless you. And your spirit's going to come alive. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for you. Email me. Tell me what you discover about yourself. That's it for today. I'm Donna Partow with your 90-day renewal in spirit, soul, and body.